I sat stiffly in the lawyer's office, my tie still damp from the rain at the cemetery. The scent of old paper and polished wood made my stomach churn. My hands were clenched in my lap. Mr. Henley adjusted his glasses. "Thank you all for coming. Let's begin the reading of Mr. Carter's final will." I gave Mom a glance. She stared straight ahead, hollow-eyed. Lily sat on the other side, legs crossed, tapping her manicured nails on the armrest like she was waiting for a spa appointment. "I, David Carter, being of sound mind, do hereby declare this my last will and testament." I tried to breathe. I'd been the one who bathed Dad when he couldn't move, the one who handled every hospital visit. Lily hadn't even shown up until the end. Leave the entirety of my estate, including the house and savings, to my daughter, Lily Carter. What? The word escaped my mouth before I could stop. Mr. Henley continued, like he hadn't heard me. "To my son, I leave only my wristwatch. He knows why." Lily's lips curled into a smirk. She reached for the glass of water like she'd just won an award. I stood up. "That's it? A watch?" Mom still didn't say a word. Her eyes remained fixed on the floor. I looked at her. "Did you know about this?" She blinked but didn't answer. "You're seriously okay with this?" My voice cracked. I paid his bills. I slept on a hospital chair for 6 months, and Lily gets everything? Lily sipped her water and shrugged. Maybe Dad just loved me more. I stepped toward her. "Don't push it, Lily. Oh, please," she scoffed, tossing her hair. "You always played the martyr. Maybe he was just tired of your self-righteous act." I turned back to Mom. "Say something." Still silence. I laughed bitterly. Unbelievable. Mr. Henley cleared his throat. "You can continue this at a later date. If emotions are running high." "No," I said sharply. "Right. Let's finish. It might as well hear how deep this knife goes." He nodded stiffly. "The will is straightforward. Lily receives the estate. Concludes the reading." I didn't wait for anyone. I stormed out, the door slamming shut behind me. Outside, the sky was darkening, thunder rumbling low like my heart. I leaned against the wall, trying to catch my breath. My chest felt tight, like someone had dropped a stone in it. Lily stepped. Out minutes later, humming, "You think this makes you better than me?" I asked, voice low. "No," she smiled. "I've always known I was." I stared at her. "You didn't earn any of this. You weren't there. You didn't see him suffer?" "Spare me the guilt trip," she snapped. "He left it to me."
Oh.
With it, she walked away, heels clicking like gunshots on the pavement. I stood there, soaked in grief and disbelief. My fists trembled. Mom walked past me, silent. "Why didn't you stop it?" I called after her. "Why didn't you fight for me?" She paused but never turned. "It's what your father wanted." Those words hit harder than any slap. I couldn't breathe. I looked down at the cheap old watch Mr. Henley had pressed into. My palm earlier, Dad's watch. The one he always wore when fixing things around the house. I clutched it, knuckles white. Something cracked inside me. Not just my heart, but the last thread that kept me trying to please a family that never saw me. I slipped the watch into my pocket. Fine. They wanted Lily to have everything. Let her have it, but I'd have something more. I'd have freedom. And someday, they'd regret underestimating me. "Hey, Lily, got a second?" She stood on the porch in yoga pants, sipping a smoothie. "What now?" "I just got another call from the collection agency. Dad's medical bills, they're coming after me." She rolled her eyes and "I paid those bills while you were off sunbathing in Tulum." Her tone was syrupy sweet. Well, I was grieving in my own way. By maxing out credit cards and vanishing for 2 weeks. She shrugged, walking inside. I followed, heart thumping. "Look," I said, "you got the house, the savings, even his vintage watch. I didn't ask for anything, but now I'm being harassed. For debts you should help pay." She flipped through fabric swatches on the kitchen island. "Dad wanted me to have the house. He said so." I clenched my jaw. "He also said I was the only one who visited him in hospice." "Don't guilt trip me. I was busy with your boyfriend's music career. Don't be jealous just because I have a life. I laughed bitterly. A life funded by our father's death. She set down her swatches and looked up. You seriously think you're entitled to more just because you played nurse? No. I think I'm entitled to not be drowning in debt because I stepped up while you partied. She sipped her smoothie again. Not my problem. Maybe you should start paying rent to the ghost living in this house because you didn't earn. Her smile faded. If you hate me so much, stop coming around. I came here to talk. To make it right. It is right to me. I stared at her freshly painted walls, the expensive chandelier being installed overhead. You're remodeling with money from the man whose last days I watched crumble. She walked past me. You're being dramatic. I followed her outside. No, I'm being broke. She turned on her heel. You always acted like the martyr. Maybe Dad got tired of it. Right. He cried. In my arms, Lily. He begged for peace. I gave it to him while you ignored every phone call. We're such a hero, she snapped. Want a medal? No, I want fairness, she pointed at the gate. Then go find it somewhere else. I walked back to my beat-up car, shaking. I drove home in silence. My fridge hummed when I opened it, nearly empty. Just milk, a takeout box, and some mustard. I sat at the kitchen table, head in my hands. The doorbell rang. I opened it to see a man in a cheap suit holding a folder. Jonathan? Yeah. Medical Collections Agency. We're following up on the balance from Glenridge Hospice. I didn't even argue, just signed. That night I stared at my ceiling, jaw tight. She got the house, got the bills, she got comfort. I got calls at 2 a.m. from collectors. She got to smile. I got to grind. I picked up my phone and searched for side jobs. Overtime shifts, weekend gigs, anything. If life was going to be this unfair, I'd learn to play the game differently. And I'd start by never depending on anyone again. I stared at the text for a good 10 minutes. Hey, can you come to Tommy's school fundraiser? You know, since you're like an uncle to him? Like an uncle, I muttered, locking my phone. No. Mention of the will? No apology? Just this. I told myself I wouldn't go. I had work. I was tired. I couldn't stand another fake smile from Lily. But guilt is a powerful thing, so I showed up. The school gym was packed. Paper streamers. Fold-out tables with silent auction items. Kids darting around with face paint. I scanned the crowd until I spotted her, Lily, laughing too loud, wine glass in hand. She waved like nothing had happened. You came. Yeah, didn't want Tommy to think I forgot about him. He'll be so happy to see you. She handed me a pamphlet. Here's the auction list. Try not to bid on the Lego basket I already called dibs. I forced a chuckle and looked away. I wasn't here for her. I was here for Tommy, Uncle. A small voice squealed behind me. I turned, and there he was. Tommy, missing a front tooth, paint smeared on his cheek. He leapt into my arms like nothing had changed. Hey, champ, I smiled. You grow 2 inches since I saw you last. He giggled. I painted a dragon. Want to see? Lead the way? For a moment I forgot everything. I was just his uncle. Again, until I overheard it. No, I mean, she acts rich. A woman whispered behind the cookie booth. That's Lily for you, another voice replied. Inherited the whole estate, remember? She still hasn't paid last month's tuition. Oh. She asked the principal for a payment plan. Can you believe that? I froze. My stomach turned. She's always saying how she remodeled. The kitchen, all granite and gold faucets. But she can't cover her son's school fees. The woman cackled. Priorities, right? I stepped back, my hands clenched. I looked over at Lily, still smiling, still pretending. I walked straight, toward her. How's that remodeled kitchen? I asked, loud enough for a few heads to turn. She blinked. What? Heard you went all out? Granite, gold faucets. Tuition must have slipped your mind. Don't do this here, she hissed. No, let's do this right here. You moved. Into Dad's house? Took everything he left, and now you're struggling with your son's school bills? Her lips tightened. It's none of your business. It became my business when bill collectors started calling me for Dad's debt. That's not my fault, she said quickly. You're right. I said, stepping closer. Mind for thinking you'd ever care? She looked away. You don't understand what it's like being a single mom. I laughed bitterly. You mean like when I worked double shifts? While you were on the beach in Mexico? Or now, when I'm eating ramen and you're serving wine in a designer dress? Please, she whispered. Not here. I shook my head. You invited me? Remember? I turned before she could respond. Tommy ran up, holding his dragon painting. Uncle, look, it has fire. I knelt and smiled, my voice softening.
Yes.
Amazing, bud, he beamed. Behind him, Lily stood frozen, her face pale. Wine untouched. I stood, patted Tommy's head, and said, Hey, buddy, I've got to go, but I'll call you soon. His smile dimmed. Okay. I walked out of that gym, wind slicing my coat open, but I didn't zip it up. The cold didn't bother me. What burned was deeper than frost. She had everything. And still, she was sinking, and for the first time, I didn't feel like saving her. I was walking out of the coffee shop across from the bank when I saw her, Lily. She was pacing just outside the glass doors, heels clicking too fast, mascara smudged like war paint. Please, just let me speak to the manager again, she begged. The loan officer standing stiffly in the doorway. We've already reviewed your application, ma'am, he said. Your credit score doesn't meet the threshold. Her voice pitched higher. But this renovation is almost done. I just need a little more time. My dad left me that house, and unfortunately, that doesn't qualify as collateral in its current state. I stood behind the coffee shop window, sipping my too-hot espresso, so this was her perfect life now, screaming in public while her boyfriend, what was his name? Chase Chad ghosted her? She spun around, phone clutched in one hand. I have other options, you know? She barked, but no one was listening. A young mom walked by with a toddler. The mom gave Lily a wide berth. The toddler stared, wide-dashed-eyed. Lily caught her reflection in the glass. Her face froze. She wiped her eyes quickly, but the mascara only smeared more. She didn't see me. Yeah, maybe I'll just sell the damn place. She shouted into the air. Let someone else deal with it. Oh. The bank doors hissed shut behind the loan. Officer. She was alone now. I took another sip and stepped outside, keeping my distance. Her phone buzzed. She looked down and scoffed. Of course you're not coming back, she muttered. Coward. I turned my head slightly, half hoping she'd look up and notice me. She did. Instead, she slumped onto the steps and exhaled, long and hollow. For the first time in a long time, she looked small. I crossed the street slowly, my footsteps deliberate. She never even turned her head. I paused for just a moment beside her, close enough to hear her mutter under her breath. Everything's falling apart. She pulled a crumpled tissue from her purse and dabbed under her eyes, smearing more black across her cheek. A part of me wanted to say something, maybe offer her water, ask if she was okay. But then I remembered that text from months ago. Dad wanted me to have it. I kept walking. She didn't deserve comfort from me. Let karma do its thing. By the time I reached the corner, I glanced back. She was still sitting there, head in her hands, phone glowing dimly beside her. I muttered under my breath, this is just the beginning. A woman passed me, going the opposite direction. She looked toward Lily and asked, rough day? I just nodded. Yeah, for her. She gave me a look. Friend of yours? No, I said. Just someone I used to know. I turned the corner and disappeared into the crowd. My phone rang at 10:41 p.m. Lily, I almost didn't pick up, but part of me still wanted to hear her voice. Hello? I answered, voice flat. She sniffled on the other end. Hey, ... Sorry. I know it's late. What's going on? I asked, though I already knew it couldn't be good. It's Tommy, she said, her voice breaking. My God, I can't pay his tuition, I said, if I don't pay by Friday. They'll drop him. I leaned against my kitchen counter, staring at the ceiling. You said you had everything under control. I thought I did, she whispered, but everything's fallen apart. The renovation drained my savings. My boyfriend's gone, and my hours at work got cut. I stayed silent. Please, can you just Loan me the money. She continued, desperation seeping through. You always said you'd be there for Tommy. He's just a kid. Doesn't deserve this. My jaw tightened. How much? 4,000? It's to cover the term. I'll pay you back. I swear. Laughed under my breath. You swore that before. About the last 3 grand. That was different, she shot back quickly. That was for medical stuff, and I did pay part of it. You gave me 200, I said flatly. I'm not asking for me, she said, her voice rising. I'm asking for your nephew. You mean the one I haven't seen in 6 months? The one you only let me see when you need something? She fell silent. I closed my eyes. Lily, I'm not your safety net anymore. But he's just a little boy, she cried. He loves you. Don't punish him for my mistakes. I swallowed hard. This isn't about punishment. It's about consequences. You made choices. Lavish lifestyle. Spa days. Wine brunches. You want me to? Fix it. She was crying now. Full-on sobs. I'm sorry, she said. I know I messed up. I was stupid. I thought I had time to fix it. You had time, I said quietly. You just never thought the fall would come. Please, she whispered. Just this once. No. The word hung between us like a dropped brick. She didn't say anything. Just ... breathing. Shaky, wounded breathing. You're really saying no? She finally asked, like she couldn't believe it. I am. Never thought you'd. Her voice cracked. I always let you use me, I said, cutting her off. Not anymore. There was silence, then a click. She'd hung up. I stood there, heart pounding, staring at my reflection in the dark microwave screen. My hands trembled. A little not with regret, but release. She wasn't used to hearing no from me. For the first time in years, I didn't feel weak. I didn't feel like her backup plan. I felt like someone who mattered. The power had shifted, and I wasn't giving it back. I was cleaning out the last of the storage closet when I found the box. Dusty, taped crookedly, shoved behind some broken lamp Lily never took. What the hell is this? I muttered, prying it open. Inside were books, not ledgers, not financial papers, journals. I opened one. My father's handwriting stared back at me. July 10th. Ben helped me fix the shed today. He didn't complain once, just kept asking questions. I see myself in him more than I'll ever tell him. I blinked. My throat tightened. Another page. Took a second. He doesn't know it yet. But he's stronger than he thinks. Lily's got the charm, but Ben's got the spine. I'm proud of him. I hope one day he knows. My knees buckled. I sat down on the floor, back against the wall. Then I read the worst one. I'm leaving the money to Lily, not because she deserves it more, but because she needs it more. Ben will find his own way. He always does. I stared at the page like it had slapped me. Pity, I whispered. You thought I needed your help less. So you gave her everything? I should have. Felt honored. Instead, I felt discarded. Lily got the money because she was weak. I got nothing because I was supposed to be strong. Guess I'll prove you right, Dad, I said, standing. But not because you believed in me, because I'm done letting them win. I went straight to my desk and pulled out the folder. Startup idea I shelved a year ago. The one I abandoned because Lily said it was too risky. I opened my laptop. You want to talk about risk? I said aloud. Try having nothing left to lose. The business plan needed work. The pitch deck was outdated, but the bones were solid. I started editing. No breaks, no scrolling, no doubts. By midnight, I had a new version ready. Next morning, I called Marcus. Ben, he answered. Dude. Been forever. I need an investor, I said. And I need someone who believes in vision, not safety, he laughed. That sounds like you. What are we talking? I told him. Laid it all out. The tech, the traction, the timeline. He was quiet. Then send me the deck. If it's half as good as your pitch, I'm in. I sent it. My hand trembled when I hit send. Later that night, my phone buzzed. Marcus, I'm in. Let's build something. That makes her regret everything. I stared at the message. Slow grin crept across my face. "Let's," I whispered. For the first time in months. I didn't feel broken. I felt dangerous. I felt free. I was halfway through microwaving leftovers when I heard it. Tech visionary Ethan Ross is making headlines today. I froze. My name. On the national news. I turned the volume up, heart pounding. His mental health app, Anchor, has gained over 5 million users in just 3 months. Investors are calling it the future of wellness. I dropped into the chair, staring at the screen. Holy crap, I muttered. My phone buzzed. Then again and again, I unlocked it. Emails. 10 LinkedIn messages. 3 voicemails. "Hi, Ethan. I'm from Forbes. We'd love an interview. Ethan, big fan. My firm's interested in backing your expansion. Mr. Ross, congratulations. We're offering you a feature in our health tech series." Blinked. At the screen? Was this real? Buzz. One more message. This time, from a name I hadn't seen in months. "Lily, proud of you. Can we talk?" I stared at it. Just 2 sentences. But they landed like bricks. I didn't type back. Didn't even open the thread. Instead, I called Jay. "Bro, you watching the news, Ethan?" he yelled. "You legend." "You're trending on Twitter, man." I laughed, still in shock. "It doesn't feel real." "It's real. Thong. Overdue. You built something powerful." I exhaled, letting the weight of it all sink in. Lily texted. I added. Jay paused. What did she say? She's proud. Wants to talk. And I didn't respond. Good. I thought I'd want to rub it in, I admitted. Make her see what she missed. But I don't need to. This is mine. It's not about her anymore. Jay was quiet for a second. That's growth, man. Real growth. I nodded, even though he couldn't see me. I just keep thinking about the night she laughed, I said, when I told her I had plans, that I was going to do something big. She didn't. Believe you, she never did. None of them did. Well, the world does now. I smiled. Yeah, they do. Later that night, I sat on the balcony, scrolling through articles about Anchor. I clicked on one and read aloud, "Built by Ethan Ross. Quiet but brilliant developer whose personal struggles inspired the platform." Quiet but brilliant. Chuckled. Not so invisible anymore, huh? The stars above looked clearer than usual. Maybe it was just me seeing better. I reread Lily's text one last time, then deleted it. I whispered, "I don't need your pride, Lily. I've got my own." I looked up from my desk as my assistant's voice buzzed through the intercom. She says her name is Lily. Should I send her away? My throat tightened. I hadn't seen her in almost a year. Let her in. The door opened slowly. Lily stepped inside, clutching her purse like it held her life together. Her eyes flicked around my office, modern, clean, high above the city, and then back to me. This place. Wow, she whispered. Why are you here? I asked flatly. She took a deep breath. I wouldn't be here if I had any other option. That's never stopped you before. She flinched. I know. I deserve that. But this isn't for me. It's about Tommy. My brow furrowed. What about him? He got into Weston. Prep. Full ride for academics. But there's a gap in housing and books. I've tried everything. Loans, my savings, even asked Mom. Nothing. She paused, voice cracking. He needs this, and I can't do it alone. I leaned back in my chair. You came here? To ask me for money? I came here to ask you for help, she said quietly. Not for me. For him? You remember when I asked you for help? My voice sharpened. College application fees? Even just a ride to the interview? You said tough it out. Life isn't fair. I was wrong, she admitted, tears forming. I see that now. I stood up slowly and walked around the desk. You didn't. Just say no, Lily. You laughed. You said I was being dramatic. I wasn't worth the investment. I was cruel, I thought. Don't know what I thought. That you'd bounce back? I did, I said. Not because of you. I'm sorry. Her voice was barely audible. Tommy's innocent. He doesn't know what happened between us. He just wants a shot. And what do you want? I asked. She hesitated. For him to have what we didn't? I'll do anything. Just think of him, please. I held her gaze, then reached into the drawer. I pulled out a check. Already signed. Already filled. Her eyes widened. You were going to help? I handed it to her. It's made out directly to Weston Prep. For tuition, housing, and books? There's a note with it, too. She looked down and read, for Tommy, not you. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Thank you. I mean it. Thank you. I didn't do it for you, I said. I did it because the kid didn't ask for this mess, and he sure as hell shouldn't pay for your choices. She nodded, trembling. I get it. I do. And don't come here again asking for more. I've drawn my boundary. Shit, this is it. Lily stepped back, holding the check like it might disappear. You've changed. No, I said. I've just stopped bleeding for people who only show up when they're desperate. She left without another word. I sat back down, staring. Out at the skyline. For the first time in years, I felt weightless. Eli. Tommy's voice cracked through the noise as he ran down the steps in his robe. I barely had time to react before his arms were around me, nearly knocking the air out of my lungs. You came, he said, grinning up at me. I wouldn't miss. It, I said, gripping his shoulder. You did it, kid. Couldn't have without that tuition check. You earned it. I just helped clear the path. Tommy's eyes sparkled. Still, thank you, man, really. I nodded, swallowing. A lump in my throat. Go enjoy the moment. Your name's the one they just called. He jogged back toward his friends. That's when I saw her. Lily standing beneath the campus archway, wearing a pale blue dress that swayed in the breeze. Her hands were clasped in front of her. She looked unsure, not smug, not cold. Just unsure. Our eyes met. She didn't look away. I walked over slowly. Hey, she said, voice soft. Hey, you looked proud. When he hugged you, I am proud. She nodded, gaze dropping for a moment. You did good, Eli. All of it. I never thought you'd be someone, I interrupted, keeping my tone even. She blinked. That's not what I meant, but it's what you believed. She looked down. I was wrong. Silence. I didn't come here for a scene, she said. I just wanted to see him graduate, and to see you. I took a slow breath. I used to think I needed you to see me, like truly see me. Every win, every late night, building my company, I imagined you noticing. Admitting I mattered. Her eyes shimmered. Now I realize I never needed your validation. Just my own. She looked stunned. Eli, you said I was weak. That I'd never amount to much. And maybe that was true back then, but I'm not that guy anymore. She looked like she wanted to speak but couldn't form the words. You don't have to say anything, I added. Your silence says enough. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm not here for apologies, I said. I came to watch my brother graduate. Her voice cracked. You really don't hate me? I don't feel anything toward you anymore. Not love, not hate, just peace. She looked at me with wide eyes, like she didn't recognize the man standing in front of her. I wish you well, Lily, I said, turning slightly. Truly, Eli? Her voice was barely a breath. I paused. Take care of yourself. I walked away. The sun hit my face as I stepped onto the lawn. Tommy waved at me from the photo crowd, beaming. I raised a hand and smiled back. 4. Once, I wasn't walking away empty. I wasn't trying to prove anything. Not to Lily, not to my parents, not even to Tommy. I had built something of my own, my company, my life, my name, and that was enough.